So we've got all the torture cube components cleaned up, and I'm just going to kind of show you each one and kind of show you the detail. So this is some sort of, you can see here, structure here. So it printed those really well. Kind of a cool little print there. All right, that's one. It's another one. It's part of the cube. And to be honest with you, I mean, the quality is really good. Good concentric circles. Just all around, really good definition in there. Another one here. This one's kind of cool. A little springy knobby here. So you can see the flexibility. That. So that's pretty cool. Another little lattice structure here. You can just see just really fine detail. Very thin walls. I mean, it's actually spongy right here. You can see I can push on it. Not sure if you can see that or not. So it's strong. It's not brittle. All right. Just some more structures. You can see that it's just a bunch of little odd, all sorts of little shapes that this torture cube has on it, really to test the capability of an SLS or even an SLA. Another Death One. This has got basically lattice throughout. All sorts of wavy patterns in it here. You can just see the fine detail there. This is like the box within the box within the box. Just some more little bubble-like ones, just smaller holes. I said these all go through. This one's actually pretty cool. I like this one. Damaged it when I first took it out, and it was a little strong with the brush initially. But you can see it's you can hear that. It's just so fine, and it's kind of cool. I mean, these long strands, it's like a brush. Feels like a brush, and you can see them scraping on pretty hard. So, I mean, I hit that at the wrong angle with the brush and snapped it off, but overall it feels very sturdy. So that's kind of cool. Not really sure. This one just got some grooves on it here. Just kind of show you the depth and the detail it can get. This one just kind of shows you kind of the, I think, as far as how like small of a engraving you get. I think what's interesting on this one, this side didn't print really well. It's not as defined as some of these others, so not sure where that was the orientation in the bed. So I tried to get most of these where they were 90 degree or 80 degree. When I initially did the nesting, it had them at angles, and I just felt like the layer lines being with the cube would be good. Dimensionally, all these, I'll show you dimensionally here in just a little bit how they came out. This is like this one's really small. It's like a little benchy, and you can see the detail on that. And then this pig's head, I'm not really sure what it was trying to show there. I mean, the ears pointy. They're, you know, they're strong. Everything's strong. These print really strong. So interesting print there. This one's this is one of the functional parts. So the reason I haven't shown you all the fun, now I broke this spring here, but you can see it's a spring, basically a 3-4-way spring in here that moves. This one here looks like it broke. Probably when I was brushing it, I think they were slightly sticking together. I probably broke it, but for the most part, the other three did pretty well. So part of this could be orientation as well. I see a line here, so that's interesting. But overall, really, I mean, just this is pretty cool. All right, so there was that part that I just showed you was somewhat of a functional part. This is a functional part here as well. This is supposed to rotate in here. I can feel a slight movement. I'm gonna have to, it's obviously there's some fusing that occurred in there. So the tolerance is, and I've noticed on some of my latest functional prints that had pretty small gaps, when it does the outline in the lasering, I almost feel like it, I don't know what to call it. Maybe we'll call it over sintering, or it seems to close that gap and fuse. So I need to talk to Thomas to find out there's something going on there. So I'll try to break this loose. The same thing with this part. This part's a hinge. Not sure if you can see that that line right there. So this is supposed to rotate on here. So I'm probably gonna break it doing it, but I'll try to break that loose too. Sometimes, you know, there's just enough material in there that you can snap them. This has a nut on it. I'm gonna take a wrench to that and see if I can turn it. I actually took a pair of pliers, but it was slipping on it because the pliers didn't work on needle nose pliers. Probably just not the right choice to use here. That's all I had right here. So I'll give that a shot to break that loose, but it's not functioning. And then the last one are the gears, and you know, you can't see that where it spins internally on this thing, so it looks like it's all fused together. I can see the gap from the bottom of these to the base, but I'm not sure if we're gonna get rotation around that center piece. So those are, so like I said, none of the functional parts in this batch with my settings seem to, you know, it seems like there's some material that's still kind of fused in there. And you know, the gaps are small, so this is meant to be a torture test. I like overall, it got the fine detailed parts. So, so we'll just have to do some work to find out, you know, look at the tolerances and see what was actually there, and then and see if there's something else that I can do different to get it to keep from fusing between those small gaps. I think I only had one print failure, and it was this piece here, and I can show you the model as well, that what it was supposed to be. But you can see there's rings here on the side and rings on this side, and there's still some pieces. I had a chunk of it. I don't know where it went. You see those, that there's 4 chains of that went across. Now, when I started brushing, they broke, and they're pretty fine. So I may try to reprint that. I know when I oriented this, it was angled funny, so I don't know if it would have been better doing it more like straight up and down like this. And that's probably how it should have been. So we'll probably redo this one over, and just so I have a complete cube with all the parts correct. But that was the only one that did not, it printed, but it broke apart, and so I'm not able to show you what it was supposed to be. So that's all the parts there. And then this is the centerpiece here that connects to the 6. These are the center, what they call the centerpiece. So all the centerpieces have some sort of a like embossing on it. Not very deep, just different embosses on there. So, which just kind of shows you just a little bit more of the capability and the patterns that you can obviously make with this. So, so basically, I'm gonna just kind of, I think I took this part here. So this part here, so per the model, to get to 0.95 density, it should weigh about 3.8, and this is like 3.91, and so when you do the math with the volume with the model, the density comes out to be about 0.98. So typically nylon, sintered nylon's about 0.95, so a little more dense. And then in terms of measurement, the model says that this should be 18.96 by 18.96. So I get 19.1 in that direction. And I get about 18.96 in that direction. So that direction's spot on. And in my model, because they're not oriented along the axis properly, it says it should be about 23.3, and I have 23.14. So for the most part, these are right on accurate. The only thing, I need to look and see how this assembles. The center, these look like they supposed to snap on there, but I'm not sure how they're supposed to go on, frankly, because that hole there does not look like it's big enough to slip over that. So it does like rotate on this, and there's a little gap there. So I just need to look at the model, see how this works. I may have to open up those holes for that to fit. I don't know yet. I'll have to check, see how that all goes. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy with how everything printed. I'm not 100% happy that my functional parts, none of them are actually functional. They still seem to have some attachment, and I'm putting a lot of pressure on this one, so it may not break loose. So once again, that's just one area, the very small gaps. I'll have to look at the model and see what the gap is between this little rotating ball and this case that holds it, and find out if it was smaller than my machine's capable of. But for the most part, really, really happy with the detail that we saw on these. So, and in terms of, strength, I mean, the density's measuring out. These feel really good. And you can see I was, the way I was handling these and everything. I mean, they're not brittle, that's for sure. They got that nylon toughness to them. So overall, pretty good. So I'll try to assemble this together and see if I can break loose some of the functional parts, and then we'll come back with any final comments. Okay, so this is the cube assembled. I still haven't broken apart the functional pieces yet, but I just wanted to see how it fit together. Now, these center pieces, I didn't realize, I thought they were too big, the circles, to fit over that nut. Well, they actually have splits down the side in the design. So when you put them on there, those center pieces open up and then snap over. Problem was, before I realized, I forced two of them, and I broke, I had to put a lot of force, but I broke the shaft, so only half a shaft is on that tube. So I probably, I'm not going to try to rotate this. One, it's pretty tight. Those pieces fit in there pretty tight. And I mean, probably over time, I mean, that did kind of turn. I'm sure it will. I just, there's a lot of force in there right now. I don't want to mess with it. I got these kind of nice pieces, but anyway, it was really, it looks cool, to be honest with you. And so that's it. That's the cube. And like I said, I'm going to reprint some parts so they obviously this part here, that chainmail piece was there. And I may try to reprint these with some different parameters with the functional parts. So this rotates and this rotates on the hinge piece. I might be able to get that nut there in the gears fixed. But anyway, that's it. That's the Torture Cube. I would say in terms of dimension and detail, this SLS printer did a very good job. In terms of the gaps in the functional parts, there's obviously a little fusion there that we need to figure out what to do. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm pretty happy with the overall result. And I mean, considering some of the other functional sort of parts and prototyping and so forth, this just kind of gives a good example of the capabilities and the details and so forth. But yeah, there you go.